I spend all my wife money on action figures. Me, love to paint them and collect them. This is my Star Wars fantasy collection. Thank you for watching.
Obi-Wan, you can tell me what this is.
If you're in Indianapolis, the toy drop is located at 6025 Madison Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana 46227. This is where I picked this Millennium Falcon up at. And if you're in the area, I think you should probably check them out if you're into collecting some vintage toys and some modern stuff too as well. So I knew when I was going to the toy drop, I was going there for something vintage for Star Wars. More along the lines of figures. I was going to pick a few of them up that were kind of maybe damaged and just do some repaints on them. You know, just some of the ones I don't have already. So I was walking around. I just could not figure out what I wanted to do. When I got there, I kind of changed my mind. But after I was there about maybe 20-25 minutes, the lady behind the counter says, "Can we help you find anything?" And she goes, "I'm not trying to rush you, but if there's something, we can help you with." I said, "Nah." She goes, "Well, you can stay as long as you want, but we close at 6. You may have to leave then," making a joke out of it. So I laughed and I said, "I'm just looking for something to paint." I said I paint at home. So she told the guy that worked there, she goes, "Well, we have $10 Millennium Falcons in the back, the old ones." I said, "You do?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Go ahead and follow him back and go pick one out." So I did. For $10, you can't beat it. Yeah, there's some stuff from eBay I had to pick up, like the gun and the gun base that sits in, and the small satellite that sits up top right there. So it's incomplete for $10. You can't beat it. It's a steal. I felt like I was like 14 years old and I just got away with something I shouldn't get away with. But this is how it turned out. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is not screen accurate. This is just how I wanted to make it. It's just something as a backdrop that I'm going to use for maybe future videos or just put somewhere and hang it up or something. But this is kind of standard. It's nothing. I didn't put any broken panels or any red or anything like that. I'll get some different views here in a minute, but just as a real quick turnaround, all I did was use grays, blacks, and pastels. That's it. I didn't want to go any further than that. Here's like a quick run around. The landing gear, I did silver dry brush over top of a black. In the back here is probably going to be one of my favorite parts, but definitely not screen accurate by no means, is the back. I'll have a video on showing you how I did that if you're curious. Those are just blinds from a regular house, broken blinds. Took them down, cut them down, hot glued them in. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to buy stickers for it. I didn't want to buy aftermarket stickers. I just wanted to paint it. I just wanted it to sort of look like a shuttle that's been starting to age, fairly new, but kind of aging, sort of a jet of some sort, or B-2 bomber. I watched some tutorials on that when it comes to the post shading and the pre-shading and stuff like that. So I kind of went that route because I wanted this to look like that. I didn't want the back to be too blackened up and everything, but right now, like I said, these here are just blinds. These are thrusters. In my mind, it's sort of like when it's landing, they're kind of there, but when they take off, they lift up, sort of like on an airplane with the different type of flaps and thruster flaps, or whatever you want to call them, jet flaps. I don't know. That I just wanted to put something there instead of just painting these holes black or buying a sticker and putting it in there. I kind of like this. I know it's not screen accurate. I know probably a lot of people probably won't like this, but that's the route I went, and I kind of dig it looking like that. Around here, I did clean this part up over here really good, but I didn't try it yet. I don't have any batteries, but I'm not really concerned about that because I'm not really worried about that part. You can see here where I have to come in with some airbrushing and fix that shading up a little bit because I can still see the original color of the ship. I didn't really realize that when I was getting it done. There's a lot of there's a lot of pastel work, but we'll get another shot here. I blackened the center out, and this is a little premature as well, but I haven't finalized the cockpit yet. It doesn't fit really great. I'll fix that, but I'm looking for some sort of plastic where it looks tinted. I want mine to be blackened out like a tinted window. I know that's not also screen accurate, but whatever. That's the way I'm going with that. And I painted the cockpit black, but I will be fixing this. I'll go out this weekend. I'm gonna get me something to fix up this window. But everything else is done. But I did. Let me show you real quick before I take this off here. All this is the video's on this here as well. I put lights in it. Really cool. I had to fix this here because this was cracked, and I think it doesn't lay the best because it was, when I put it back together with some hardcore glue, I kind of warped it myself, I think. But I got me some double stick tape for right here. There, it lays down pretty good now. It lays down right there. But let me get this shot right here real quick and show you with the lights, and then we'll go on top real fast. I picked out, I decided to go with blue. I know a lot of people traditionally go with white, and white would probably be more screen accurate. These are 1mm lights. The funny story about this is I've been trying to find lights on the internet, and my wife decides to go to the dollar store, and they had several packages of these, and that's in the next video, a couple videos coming up. That will be in the second part of one, that'd be part 2 of, 2 parts that I'm doing with this. But you can see closer here that how I did the landing gear a little different, just black and silver with some dry brushing, but the lights are really cool. And it's sort of like a landing, kind of like runner lights, not really flying lights, but I guess they could work as well. But outside of that, man, it's that's about all she wrote. It's kind of neat, man. Let me get on top here real quick, the down view. Let me move over here a little bit. Let me see here. Now the top here was a 3D print from Make Old New 1806 on eBay. Free shipping. They were like a few bucks a piece or whatever. Right here, I got this connected to a rod. I don't have the actual original bait. I didn't care about that. And I got this piece down here that the gunner sits on top, and I painted the gun kind of way that I wanted to do it. So I got the little burnt things on the end, and in the video I had these pieces black here, but I decided to go back and hit them with some more metal gun, and I think that looks pretty cool. Like I said, that's not screen accurate as well, but there's a lot. I don't know if you can tell because all the lights, but the pre-shading I had to go in with a lot of pastel. It took a couple hours of pastel work to get this all going down, but a lot of it's underneath with the pre-shading. In the video that's coming up after this, that took the most time, the pre-shading. I left the holes here open just because they're open. I was going to put a screen in here and just make it more movie accurate, but I didn't really, I don't know. I got this thing for 10 bucks, like I said in the beginning. You can see a lot of wear here and weathering. The weathering's a little darker out off camera because I got 2 big lights shining right down here so that it doesn't look grainy. The video doesn't look grainy, but all the panels are, outlined in pastel where some of my outlines didn't come through when I did the, the coating of the gray that I picked. And the gray I used was just some black and white that I mixed together to get to the desired gray that I wanted. Everything in here, these, everything in here, all around here, all around this, the different stuff here is all pastel. Pastel, pastel, pastel. Everything's pastel except these lines here you can probably see in the cockpit here. That's from the pre-shading. A lot of it's from the pre-shading, but a lot of it as well is just pastel, like some of the wear. And some of the around here, around the holes a little darker, that's all black pastel. Pastel on the cockpit, pastel everywhere. Pastel, pastel, pastel. And the reason why I keep saying pastel, pastel is because I don't have pastel's just easier to manipulate, user friendly, of course, because it's pastel. Weathering, I didn't want to do all kinds of weathering on this. I didn't want to put a whole bunch of wash on here, dry it off, and wipe it off. I wanted to strategically, if I can call it that, because it was a little messy. I mean, you can be a little messy with this kind of weathering because it's an old ship. But the paint, when it comes to paint, I'm not really great at weathering. But let me see here. You can't tell, but I got some silver on the ends of these. Probably the light's blocking that out. But on the bottom as well, bottom turned out better than the top, I think, because I don't know. I started with the top. You can see all the pre-shading there. It turned out really well. I love it. I love this. 10 bucks, you can't beat it with a few more bucks from eBay with the pieces I need. And I'm going to finish up the cockpit this weekend. And that's all of it, man. I think it's cool. I'll turn the lights out as much as I can, get a picture of it, and I appreciate you guys watching. This is the Millennium Falcon, the 1979 version, which I love. I had one as a kid, and it obviously no longer anymore. I got this for 10 bucks from Toy Drop. And I think I'm going to go back and buy a couple more maybe. They said they had a whole bunch of stuff back there that's incomplete, that's really cheap. I was like, okay. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. It's dark as I can get it right now, daylight out, but here it is. Boba Fett coming in, taking the shit from Han Solo, blowing it up. Thanks for watching, man. I'll see you on the next one.